Good morning and welcome to day 16 of this merry adventure. And it's not until you follow a DS you really see just how utterly bonkers they are. I mean, they look fairly bonkers when they're stood in a field, but out on the road, I mean, this black one, it looks like Darth Vader's mask that I'm following down the road. And yeah, for 1955 it must have seemed truly extraordinary. But yes, we are on our way back to La Ferte-Vidame, where there is the Citroen anniversary celebrations. So today is going to be all about that. We are back at the site. Ellie is installed. They conveniently give us a bit of cloth to absorb oil leaks. So that's handy because Ellie is losing oil everywhere. But yeah, we shall have a mooch around the show. Let it all begin. This is 2CVs only, I think, in this section. There is a 2CV in there somewhere. I've never seen one of those before. A Qatar 4x4. I wonder if that's based on the Mahari 4x4 chassis. A Hoffman, I think, or something similar. Not keen on two doors. Oh, the Amis get their own side, but one of these Amis, and oh, love the Ami 6 saloons. But look, we've got an M35 here. These have a rotary engine and hydraulic suspension, but still based on the A series platform. They are truly astonishing. And Citroen did loan out a number of prototypes and then decided rotary engines were a bad idea, and they had them all back. So a few, like this one, managed to escape. And you can see you've got a unique sort of coupe body on them. Utterly marvellous things. I think it's going to be quite an exciting day. First time I've seen one of those fake H-vans in the plastic. It's a kit so you can turn your Citroen Relay into an H-van. I'm not sure entirely how successful it is, but yeah. Oh, I see. The posh Citroens get to go nearer the big house. Fine. Dyanes in a little area there. Just go and see what's about. Just wonderful scenes everywhere you look. Oh, that's got the orange brake lights, you'll note. Yeah, very strange. CX, is it a Safari or a Familial? It's definitely a diesel. It's missing its rear wheel spats. It's a bit curious. Oh yeah, it's definitely starting to work. It's still very early here. And here's a thing of interest. It's a BX15. So in the UK we got 14s and 16s and 19s and 17s on the diesel. We didn't get the 15. I can't remember if that's still a 1.4 and it's just meant to sound better, or if it actually is a 1.5. But quite unusual. Oh, Renault Espace, they're getting a bit unusual these days. Oh yeah, brilliant. It's all turning into chaos already. They're not very good at marshalling, but they just stand here and watch Citroens come past. Best traffic jam in the world, little LNA there. Oh, SM. Traction coupe, or drophead even. That's rather mean looking, isn't it? Oh, this is going to be such a day. Ugh. Ambulance. A Familial traction Avant people carrier. A little twin pot Visa, I think. Let's go and look at the ripples. It's the 2CV hot rod of its day, a Dyanes. Look at the dropped roof, the wire wheels. Quite stylish, but yeah, this is obviously where all the ripples and early 2CVs are hanging out. So we got the ripple bonnets over here, including this Dutch beauty. It's done the peaking to Paris by the look of it. Wow. So yeah, back in the early days of the 2CV, you could have any colour as long as it was grey. It was a few years before they actually offered a colour choice. So we've got the ripples on this side. These early ones have a boot lid that you roll up, and so it's a full length canvas roof. And these are the fluted bonnet ones. These came in 1961, and as you can see, all sorts of mod cons, including colour options and other such luxuries. That's a particularly pleasant colour, and it must be quite a posh one. It's got chrome strips all over it. That must be an AZL, which I think is when they introduced this custode rear window. You'll note lacking on the one next to it. Truly beautiful cars. But I really need to calm down a bit and go and find breakfast and money. So I'm going to go and do that. Yeah, I think we may have broken the town centre, but look at this gorgeous Renault Saviem. The Saviem was a separate company bought by Renault. Bonjour. Oh, clagtastic. But yeah, I think we've broken everything, which is great. Yeah, if you don't like Citroens, today is a bad day to come to La Ferte-Vidame, especially if you're in a coach. There we go, we are in the town. They've closed the road. There's going to be a market today. The pompiers are here. It's going to be quite special. We're still not technically inside the event yet either. Look at that, 1895. And half a 2CV there. I'm not sure where the other half is. Oh, why it's got stained glass windows. I need to find a bank. No shortage of boulangeries here, so I've had a very disappointing croissant this morning. Oh, that looks like a bank. Yeah, I can. I'll just come here for breakfast tomorrow, I think. Formidable. Oh, grudge battle. 2CV against 4L. Which would you have? Left or right? I really need to try a left. It just gets more French by the minute. I've just been to the one bank in town and they haven't got any money. You have to hand it to the French. They are marvellous at not organising. Alright, just walked into the event itself. Well, we got a recreation of the Eiffel Tower, which famously André Citroën paid to have the Citroën logo on back in the day. But I think we better go and have a nose at the conservatoire cars. Not the new ones here, obviously. They're of no interest at all. We don't get the Citroën Jumpy in the UK. It is sold as the Dispatch, I believe. But yeah, we've got the conservatoire cars here. So these are cars from Citroën's own collection. They're Paris-Dakar ZX. CX rally car. DS short wheelbase. Look, Rally du Maroc. All chopped down for extra sleekness. 2CV that went all around the world. Should see another one of those today. Look, fascinating wipers on these. Double arm, so mildly pantographic. A land speed record car and a yeah, if you want to go exploring, get tracks. Let's see what else we got here. Some of the earlier Citroens, of which of course I know nothing at all because I'm rubbish on old stuff. A C3 5 horsepower. And yeah, I think that might be the last ever H-van, and yeah, made in 1981. Quite ridiculously late for that sort of a vehicle. Tissier DS, Ami 6. A Mahari, that's quite a late one, 1979. And obviously got a Cactus in the collection, but it's not just the fancy stuff, although we're just taking the bonkers rear ends for a moment. You obviously got the C6, but you know, we've got a Zara Picasso. I could actually see me driving one of those, especially in that colour. Santier Activa, hope to be doing a video on one of those this weekend. And we've even got a C15 here. And Visa GTI. This journey began with a Visa GTI. Security says no, apparently we can't go in there until tomorrow. So not to worry, we'll take in the Marvellous Ruins instead and go and see what the show has to offer. Look, a mighty XM. That's going to make quite the camper, isn't it? So ridiculously long, and of course it retains all the hydraulic suspension. So yeah, insane. There's a Citroen bus over there, some good pantograph wiper going on. CX Tissier next to it. There's quite a few of these CXs converted in this manner, so you can carry a car on the back. And of course you can lower the suspension to help get the car on and off. That looks like some insane prototype. I don't know anything about that. There's a hint of DS in there. Blimey. Yeah, and SM rally cars. Wow. Wow, presidential Citroens. Very special bodies. Over accentuating the hip kink somewhat, I'd say there. And look at that one. Wow. A chaperon bodied SM 4-door convertible, as you do. Citroen C60 prototype. He's got a flat 4 engine. It's kind of a forerunner of the GS. So this is where the thinking was going, an enlarged Citroen AMI. I seem to remember the fan sits on top of the engine. Oh, and the Le Tub, pre-runner of the H-Van, also front wheel drive. But look here, we got the original barn find 2CVs. So these are what the 2CV could have been had it not been for the Second World War. You'll note the very mechanical wiper, a water-cooled flat twin engine. They've got torsion bar suspension, not the horizontal springs. Bodywork is aluminium, and yeah, these were hidden in a barn for decades to make sure the Nazis didn't get their hands on them. And yeah, quite extraordinary. Citroen does also have one that's still in perfect condition. But these were discovered in the 90s, I think, experimenting with different headlamp layouts. But yeah, the Second World War forced Citroen to spend more time working on these cars and developing them. So the eventual production car ended up nothing like it. But these are pre-production cars. It's what was meant to be. C3 concept. Meant to be the modern 2CV, the ending production car. Somewhat disappointing, I would say. Oh wow, 6-wheel Synergy. That's quite cool. And a DS Tissier, another bus. This is going to be the best show ever. So more heritage vehicles here. Sadly, I don't think this colour scheme actually made production on the BX. Citroën yellow, with yellow bumpers. Utterly magnificent, but I've only seen pictures of it in magazines. So it's the first time I've actually seen it in the flesh, so to speak. Paint peeling on the bumper just adds a sense of ambiance. A beautiful 2CV van, GS, another Chaperon DS, and a Kegresse, another tracked vehicle. I have seen some of these driving around. It is the most bizarre sight and quite noisy. And look at this little Citroen tractor. Oh, that is very sweet. Gosh, it's the actual rotary-engined helicopter. Citroen developed rotary engines. They are starting them up at certain times, so it's a complete running rotary engine power plant. It's a twin rotor, I think, so that'll be from the GS Birotor. And the M35 we saw earlier used a single rotor. I think that's that engine there. You can see how compact a power plant it is. Yeah, and quite powerful. So at various stages they will be running that by the look of it. So that's good. Not sure they'll be running the helicopter. Would you put your faith in a Citroen rotary engine at 11,000 feet or something? Amazing. It's a twin engine 2CV that Mahari Club Cassis built to take part in the the Dakar Rally one year. See, it's got the Goodwood Festival of Speed sticker on it. It has made an appearance there. So yeah, two engines, but they both feed into one transmission. So it's not like a 2CV Sahara where you have completely separate engine and gearbox. These two just power into the one and then power all four wheels, I believe. It's a while since I was shown around that one. But yeah, just having a mooch around the trade stands. I've just found Burton 2CV, so I've been to say hello to them. And now just going to have a mooch around the display fields. You've never seen under the bonnet of an SM. It's quite the treat. So there is the Maserati quad cam V6 engine sunk right at the back of the engine bay. The gearbox is up front, buried under all of this. You've got that black jack shaft which drives the pumps for the air conditioning, hydraulics and the alternator as well. And you can see the front suspension spheres here. That'll be the accumulator sphere that holds the pressure for the brakes, and steering rack going across there. I mean, utter insanity. Working on the engine must be an utter pain. What a pig. Of course, you've got the inner pair of headlamps that turn with the steering, and yeah, just generally quite insane. And then you've got a fairly conventional Citroen LNA and a little race car with a 2CV engine by the look of it. That's quite insane. I apologise for the music, but when it comes to the earliest hatchback, I think the Citroën Traction Avant Familial or Commercial has a pretty good claim to it, wouldn't you? Best way to travel, 1.5 seats. Another crazy Tissier. They're just insane. So like I say, they were built to transport newspapers around Europe. See if we can get in here, because there's some very interesting vehicles in here, including a number of Citroen concepts. So these are vehicles for auction. It's probably best to keep my hands in my pockets then, really. Which is a shame, because it looks like it's including some of the Citroen Conservatoire cars. So Citroen's own collection, they seem to be selling off some of the models, which seems a crying shame. But I suppose they do have limited space. So one of the things they appear to be auctioning is this Le Tub concept, an H-van for the 21st century. And the Citella city car. You can see some design elements that ended up in the Xantia in that, I think. I quite like that. That's one I wish they built. Did have a wiper at some point. Seems to have gone missing. Another little crazy city car concept. A much smaller one. This is one of the world touring cars, I think. Oh wow, yeah, some of these cars are have been sitting around a long time. 1,000 to 3,000 euros, sold without registration papers. Barn find, motor not blocked, tailgate boot. That is very, very pretty. I should definitely not go putting my hand up. Another M35 prototype, number 449. Can you remember what the earlier one was? And lovely Dyanes, Italian by the look of it, because the Italians demanded little side repeaters and clear indicators for a time. Another Sahara, that's the third Sahara I've seen this morning. These are the original twin-engined ones, where you got a fuel tank under the front seats, and yeah, completely separate engine and transmission, but with one floor-mounted gear lever to control both. Yeah, quite a collection. See what all these go for. Oh, that's an SM with some racing heritage by the look of it. Oh, you've got to be pretty minted to run an SM race car. We get music whether we want it or not, but that's just a row of yeah, chaperons, coupes and decapitables. Some of them more odd than others. Some got these kinked up rear wings and some did not. But yeah, the D field is filling up nicely. Have you ever seen so many Ds in one place? It's just extraordinary. And this is still early days. Right, I'm going to amble back to 2CV land because I think sun cream might be a good idea. Oh yeah, this is definitely the place to be. Pretty colour. Ooh, turbo. Ooh, orange. Oh, look at the seats. Wow. Amazing. That's the best way of travelling. Boo, Peugeot. Oh my gosh. Look at that for a colour clash. That is absolutely insane. I'm not sure I like it, but it is insane. Sounds flat 4 engined as well. We really are reflecting all 100 years of Citroën. Ami Super. Here comes an SM convertible. Wow. Should have the roof off, really. My lord. Bonkers. Amazing, amazing scenes. Oh my gosh. I'm split. We've got a CX with headlamp wipers there, but then we've got this. Oh my lord, that's amazing. Wow. I truly am starting to get a bit giddy. It's just amazing. There's a tail Tangara over there in with the Maharis. They're a bit different. Oh, more wonderful vehicles. Traction Avants. It's just huge. And a 2CV Spot, one of the world's first special editions. Another traction, some modern thing. Oh, it's all amazing, really. Oh wow. Wow. That is lovely. And still they keep coming. A jumpy van of the year, it says in English on that Czech van. Plum and custard 2CV. Oh, les gendarmes are in a Peugeot. Disappoint. Oh yeah, Ellie has been joined by quite a few friends. Well, 2CVs are never not colourful, really, are they? And what a lineup of Amis as well. 21 is the most Amis I've ever seen in one place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 if we include the M35. So we're some way off that record yet. But there's Ellie. Her mat is catching the oil superbly. We will get that sorted at some point, Ellie. But I must put on some sun cream, and I might have a... No, I'm going to wait until it's later and dried out to lie on the ground. But I have a leaky fuel filler I need to investigate. But yeah, lying on the ground, not currently desirable. Some of these are definitely interesting. Oh, beautiful colour. The faded indicators just add to the marvellousness. Ami Super. Dogs. I want that Ami. Oh, that's a fairly late one with the 2CV style rear lights. Mind you, I wouldn't say no to that either. Or that. Oh, V6 from the UK. Yellow one wins best horn. This is quite remarkable. There's an endless stream of vehicles. I say endless, it does occasionally end. Citroen badges on it, but that's suspiciously like a Tatra to me. Marvellous. Another crazy CX. I should go and have a look along the line of G's really, especially as I can see an Axel down there. But we'll just have a look at this. Select second before first, you'll avoid the crunch that way. CX Tissier. That one from Spain. I mean, I think I could live in one of those quite happily. Insanity on wheels. An Italian DS. I like the twin fans in the back. Making some strange noises. A CX Prestige. C6. Or C5, I suppose. No, Cease. Okay, let's go Uluru and Darwin, Montreal, Buenos Aires. That must be a fairly well-travelled one. Wow. And don't Amis just come in the best colours? So here is a Citroen Axel. And the interesting thing about these is they were built in Romania. And they have a bit of crazy pod dashboard going on. So it's actually the Alt-Cit, built in Romania. It's Citroen's design for the Visa. It's got torsion bar suspension, flat twin or flat four engines. They are pretty insane, but Peugeot said, no, you cannot make that. That is too crazy. So they came up with a Visa instead. So you can see the similarity, but the Visa has Peugeot underpinnings and is a lot more conventional. Some had twin cylinder engines like that one, but most Visas had 4-cylinder engines from the Peugeot stable, whereas these were really the last all Citroen design. Yeah, Peugeot weren't impressed, so Citroen quietly built it in Romania instead, which I just love the story. I would quite like one of these. Was very close to buying one instead of the mighty Dacia, and perhaps that was still a mistake. Maybe I need to go back to Romania. But they did sell them here in Western Europe, not in the UK, as the Axel. So that's a Dutch one by the look of it. Now let's get up a mooch down the G lineup again. Astonishing colours. Aha, Birotors from the UK. Some lovely BXs here. I don't know where to stick in the Visas, there must be a lot further down. And modified ZX, no, don't like that. Oh yes, I don't think I've ever seen one actually in the metal before. It's a BX Cottage Special Edition. So turbo diesel estate, just different seats. I think that's pretty much what your Cottage got you. And yet more G's down here. I haven't seen a Birotor yet though. Maybe there's somewhere special for parking of Birotors. Oh, that one's seen some rally action. Such pretty cars. I can't remember ever seeing so many in one place. Oh, they did a GSA Cottage as well. And maybe they called them Cottage. Well, yes. Check overload. That's amazing. Clearly this is the time for British BX owners get up. Or TZD Hurricane. That'll be Philip Chidlow, who organised various events driving BXs around the UK. Around France, sorry. I did one in 2009 with a BX covered in green stripes. Listen to the gorgeous clatter of the XUD engine. I think that one's a bit warm. Yes, is a mechanical base unit, so you can take all the panels off and drive it, as these people are in fact. So here you go, the naked DS going for a drive. Marvellous. Oh, fantastic. They're still coming in, but however you look at it, that is quite a lot of traction Avants. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of DS's. A great many. Let's have a look at this ambulance. I like that very much. Interesting how tucked in the wheels look, because the wheelbase is, not the wheelbase, the track is much narrower at the rear of a D. And still they're coming in. I mean, it's pretty much midday now. So I think you get the general idea. Beaucoup de Citroën. Ooh, turbo estate. Interesting. Tax it, I like the umbrella rack. And the deck chairs on the back. I think we beat the AMI total, because it goes off up well into the trees now. There must be 30, maybe even 40 AMIs here. Splendid. Right, we've got to drive along the 2CV line to get out. So AMI's just out of shot thanks to the camera mount, but that's coming to an end anyway, because naturally there are more 2CVs. Oh, there was a Falcon kit car there, I think. But yeah, I'm forced to go somewhere else because I have no money, can't buy any food, and yeah, there's one bank in the town and its systems don't work, so they can't actually give out any money. So we'll go out for a drive. That is quite a lot of 2CVs, and these are only 2CVs built after about 1970, I think. Burton kit car there, some interesting colour options. I like being part of the 2CV world. It is a very colourful world. And people like 2CVs. Okay, that's the end of the lineup. Parfait. Okay, Ellie's big brother. And here we have the 8 vans, and oh my gosh. It's the G van, or is that someone's home-built replica? That doesn't look like the original one. The G van is an H van, but based on 2CV running gear that they experimented with, but sadly never actually put into production. What a fantastic looking little thing. Anyway, if we follow this BX, we've got the plebs are out here. The visas, look, they've been dumped so far away from where all the action is. And we've got Xantias on the right as well, a C4 Picasso, a BX Sport, oddly, pretending to be a Visa. So this is where the Visas are hiding. Yeah, the Xantias really have been tucked away. And look, one solitary AX. Oh no, two AXs, and a Zara Picasso that's come all the way from the UK, one Saxo, and then we're into the BX and G lineup. Right, I need to go and find some money and food. Ellie's following in her ancestors' footsteps, or tyre marks at least. Following a very early ripple. Gosh, getting back into this site has been a nightmare. There's only one road in, and it's the opposite side of the village to where I went out. So, yeah. C'est la vie. Here we go. Here is the GS Birotor. The giveaway is the flared front arches and the GS Birotor rotary engine label, but there is the engine crammed in and water cooled, because it rather has to be when it's a rotary engine, but very, very low. So twin rotors, they were quite quick, and again, like the M35, Citroen just said no, this is a really bad idea, and tried to pull them all back in to be scrapped, but as ever, some escaped. Ice cold sorbet from a really old Citroen truck. Don't mind if I do. Oh, tangy. Specialist vehicles they've got here is quite remarkable. An old Citroen stage truck. They're broadcasting radio on it. There's a little H van hiding under the trees. It's all good. That is extraordinary. Either that person is very big or that car is very small. And yeah, the car is very small. It's a perfect little recreation of a 2CV. That's extraordinary. Even the simple umbrella handle gear lever and the handbrake as well. Right down to the little wipers. That's amazing. How quickly can you assemble a 2CV? There are a lot of cheats in that car. It's not usually quite so easy, but it is true. You can start one under the bonnet. They've got a tiny little battery on the power pack, so everything is there, and enough wiring to make it work, obviously. But yeah, now they can have fun putting it back together again. So this is the one we saw that was in pieces. It apparently isn't in pieces anymore. Stage it's hard to work out if these are coming in for the first time or if there really are just still cars arriving. Could well be the latter one, I suppose. Slightly unexpected international truck with sneaky pantograph wiper. Chicago, Illinois. Quite magnificent. That chateau is not coming back. I think I managed to get the wrong side of the tape, but never mind. I was trying to find where the SMs, XMs and CXs are hiding, and I think they're all the way over there, which means there's even more show I haven't seen yet. Oh dear. And here we go. I'm a bit late to the party. I think it started emptying out a bit, but CXs and SMs. And presumably right up the back XMs, because there is a definite pecking order going on at this show. But yeah. Wow. That's a lot of Maserati power. It's also notable that it's gone 5 o'clock in the afternoon and all these cars are still here. This was a UK event. They would have scarpered about 2 o'clock. I get the impression that people who attend classic car events in the UK don't actually like attending the events. It's all a bit odd. Très scenic with the lake and the ruined chateau behind, which did have a motor by the look of it. All very grand, but not so grand anymore. I think that one's coming back. Right, let's see what else we can see.
I know you feel it too.
French band, English lyrics.
I'm feeling blue. You and I are friends until we die, and it should never be undone.
So that was Pyjama. The next band is Dusk Totem, followed by Yeast, and then Camp Claude. Parfait. Yeah, that really is a 2CV bath. Why not? Oh, more music. Just when you think you've seen everything there is to see. An absolutely ridiculous scene. I think one thing I love about this event is that it's very inclusive. This is a big Fate. It's like a Fate, really. Another fantastic taxi just there, in which yeah, people drive around in naked DS's, and not everyone here is a Citroen fanatic. There are people here who are just members of the general public who've just come along because it's been advertised in the local press, and that's really nice. it is nice to draw new people in and let them see what madness Citroen is about, and yeah, some of its fantastic achievements over the years. So yeah, it's very, very pleasing indeed. Maybe more shows should bear that in mind, but they're not just an event, you know, especially car club ones, they're not just about the car and the company, but yeah, introducing new blood, letting people see what these things are about. But I'm going to wrap it up there because this is just getting way too long. So yeah, sorry about the huge length of this one, but what else was I meant to do? So what shall I say? Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, where you'll be able to follow my exploits in early the 2CV, because this is just the start. We're 1,300 miles into a very long drive to Croatia and back. And yeah, I shall see you in a future video. Farewell.